You are listening to the CWL podcast. Are you ready? Hey everybody, it's Kate. I am the host of the Creative Women's League podcast. I am so happy to have you here for another wonderful Wednesday episode. Creative Women's League is the community for creative women entrepreneurs looking to up-level their business, kick out the self-doubt, and get the knowledge they need to reach all the big goals for their small biz. It's not going to be a small biz for long, is it? Not with you at the helm, my dear. You are going to kick so much butt, and the CWL is here to help via 2 weekly podcasts, Mondays and Wednesdays. We are here to dish up motivation, inspiration, know-how, and community. I love doing it. This is my favorite thing, getting to talk to you right here on the podcast. Now, of course, Mondays, we do a quick little Mindful Monday episode. This gets us in the mindset to kick butt all week long. Then on Wednesdays, that's what you're listening to today. These are our interview episodes. We get to hear from a new creative badass every single week. And she tells us how she got out of her head and into kicking butt in her business. I love it. These episodes are fantastic. I'm excited to share this one with you today. We have Hannah, Paige, and Laura from Healthy 21. I am so freaking excited. I love these ladies. I have loved them for years now. So we will be getting to that in just a minute. Now, if you are a regular listener of the show, you know what part of the episode we are at now. This is where I share with you guys our reviewer of the week. Now, I don't know if you know this, but the best thing you can do for a podcast, next to share it, is review it. I don't care if they've got a bazillion downloads or 5. Writing a review on a podcast on an app, I mean, God, look at Yelp, right? Like, writing a review is one of the best things you can do to help a sister out. So to thank you for taking that time out of your day to write me a review. I mean, it's quick and painless, but you still have to take the time to do it. So to thank you, I read your review right here out loud. So don't forget your Instagram name when you go do that. Don't forget to go check out the link right in the show description. Today's review actually does not come from iTunes, where most of our reviews come from. This one comes from Facebook. So if you don't listen on iTunes, but you still want to leave a review and you still want your shout out right here, hey, I understand. I would want my shout out too. You can head over to the Creative Women's League Facebook page and leave a review right there. I appreciate it just the same. So today's review reads, I was so excited when I found your podcast. I'm a quilter and I had joined other women biz groups that just didn't speak to me or who I was hoping to contact with. Then I found your community. Yaha! I think that's what that says. And this was by @Memories2Quilts. Thank you so much, Diane. I appreciate this. And I'm so glad that you have found your community here with the Creative Women's League. You know, that's what I was hoping to achieve. I was in the same boat. I had not found many communities that spoke to me, so I wanted to go create one. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody go check out Memories2Quilts. And of course, like I said earlier, that is in the show description. So I hope to be shouting out you and your Instagram on the next episode. Head over to iTunes or the Facebook page to leave your review. I appreciate you helping this podcast grow. 1 review, 1 share, 1 subscribe at a time. I appreciate every single one of them. By the way, I think I have totally forgotten to mention here on the podcast, Creative Women's League was nominated for Best Podcast in Orlando. What? I found out about this when I was in Chicago for Bernina University, and I cried. Happy, excited, amazed tears. I can't even believe it. This is our first year of the podcast. We are just over a year old and nominated for Best in Orlando. So thank you so much. You guys made that happen. That was 100% creative women showing the world that creative women rock. And I love that. Nothing makes me happier than that. So if you want to head to the Instagram at Creative Women's League, go in the links and you can vote for Creative Women's League. I can't even. For best podcast, it's under the local color tab. You'll see you can hit vote. Oh my goodness. I mean, now I finally know like that corny thing that people say where they're like, it's just an honor to be nominated. Because I totally am feeling that way. Thank you guys so much. Go ahead and go vote. Send it to your family. Have them vote too. I would love it. I'd be so excited. Oh my gosh. By the way, it's 1:11 right now. Holy crap. How perfect. Okay, let's get to the episode, shall we? We're talking with Hannah, Paige, and Laura. It is so funny to me to be saying these names in connection with Healthy 21. I know that they have been working on this forever, and as you will hear in the episode, Hannah, Paige, and especially Laura and I go way far back, like 6 years back at this point. These women are doing amazing things in the realms of weight loss and supporting women to reach their goals and feel better. That's what I love about these three that I really hope you understand and believe. And I just don't think it can be overstated enough that they're some of the most supportive people I've ever met in my life. And they genuinely care about other people, which is exactly why I signed up for the program. I need to make time to take care of myself. And I have a feeling you, creative entrepreneur, need to do the same thing. But we're going to cover all of that in the episode. I will shut up. I am so excited for you to hear these women who I love so much. Hey, everybody. How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
I love this. This is our first four-way.
Yes.
What?
It's an honor. The dogs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And you guys have those cute little dogs hanging out with us, too.
Yes.
So if you hear dogs in the background, you just got to deal with it because we have adorable dogs hanging out. Yeah. Are they the Healthy 21 mascots?
They are, actually.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, one is named Keto, so
Perfect.
she's probably not, but Bruno is. For sure.
Got it. So before we get into this, because I'm going to go off on so many tangents with you guys, I just know it. Can you each introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and about your business?
Yes, I'll go first. So my name is Hannah, and I co-created Healthy 21, which is a program to kind of get women back to the basics of eating whole foods and teaching them how to intermittent fast. And I created that with Laura. And then we brought Paige along because she's amazing in the kitchen and knows how to take recipes that you love and make them with whole foods and really good for you.
So this is fantastic. We have all three of them on the phone today, Hannah, Laura, and Paige. So
Yay.
I know, I'm so excited. Okay, we have to tell everybody that we've actually all been friends for a long time now.
We go way back.
Yeah. Especially you and Laura. You and Laura go way, way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, when did we meet? Like 2011, 2012?
Well, I started working at the salon like 6 years ago. So it was about 6 years ago when me and you first met.
Yeah, that was
Crazy.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I just recently did a podcast interview on my own podcast. So for anybody who listened to that, when I was talking about working downtown at that salon, I worked with these three. So first I worked with Laura. She came onto the team and fit in right away. We were always called the Plastics. That wasn't nice. It was me, Laura, and Blake. We were the Plastics.
Blake.
Yeah.
I never knew that, but
I actually
love
never
it.
knew that either. So.
You didn't know that? That's what Michael always called us.
I had
Oh,
no
that's
idea.
such a Michael thing. Yeah.
Such a Michael thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I get it now, and I'm not mad.
I'm
And
not mad at it either.
Yeah, I know, right? And then Paige, you started first, right? And brought Hannah along?
Yeah, I was assisting, and then they needed somebody for the front desk, and I was like, Anna, go do it. And then
I came in, and Kate, you were the one to kind of, I had to like shadow with you, and you showed me how to do everything. I think you hired me because Austin didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was like, I like her.
Yeah.
She likes when I play the Black Keys, so I like it.
Oh, yeah.
So that's so much fun. I love that we have such a long history here. Laura, you're the only ones still in a salon, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody else.
Week.
She's holding down the fort.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Well, I guess technically I'm still in a salon. I shouldn't say that like that. Like,
yeah.
But I'm not a hair stylist, so.
No.
Okay, so this is going to be a really broad question, but let's talk about what takes you guys from being in the salon together. Not that it's all about me, but I had left at this point and gone to work at the quilt shop. So what is cooking when I'm not around that leads to Healthy 21?
So it's actually really funny and simple, but when you had left, then the spot to be the salon manager had opened up, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to go for it. And I managed the salon for about a year, and then they sold it to a lady who spoke Russian, and then I could no longer manage it with her because I did not speak Russian.
Yeah.
And so I went back to full-time behind the chair and realized that there's something about the business side that I loved and that I needed to kind of keep my brain stimulated and happy. And so I knew that Laura's husband, Los, had his own business. And I literally, in the back room, you'll know this, Kate, sat on the dryer. And I looked at Laura and I was like, Laura, I'm so bored. Does Los need help? Like, I'll do anything. And Laura was so cute. She was like, oh my gosh, actually, yes. Like, he does need someone to help him with, like, assistant work. And I was like, perfect. And, you know, when people say that, you're kind of like, okay, well, you know, that might be a lead to something cool. But literally the next morning, 8 a.m., I was in a group text with Laura and her husband, Los. And he was just asking me questions about what I wanted to do and, you know, just all of these cool things of, like, things he had ideas for me to do if I came on board. And a week later, I went into the office, I met the guys, and here we are. So literally, like, one question changed my life, which is crazy. Yeah, sorry.
No, I love that because that's a theme that happens a lot on this podcast is like people will just take a shot in the dark and it leads them on this whole other like path. The other really cool thing is, Laura, I don't know if you remember this, but I was like, what does your husband do? Like when we first started like really being friends and you're like, I have no idea.
Yeah. I was probably like, I don't know. I do know, but it just takes like, I go off on tangents when I talk about what he does because it's not just like one thing. Like he does so much and he has like multiple businesses. So I don't know like where to start. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a one-worded answer. Yeah. So I get flustered and I start sweating and I'm just like, I don't know.
Especially because people are looking at you and their expression on their face is so confused that you're like, you know that you're not making sense and you're like, I don't know how else to explain this. Yeah.
Well, that's exactly it. You started like rambling on about like things he did. And I remember you said something about like social media. And at the time, this is when I had started going down rabbit holes of podcasts I love and started to really research, like, what does it mean to be a social media marketer? Why do I like this so much? So at the time, I was like, oh my God, put me in contact with Los. So I think it's really funny because Los was a huge part of starting my journey too.
Yeah.
And launching this journey. So thanks, Los.
I know. Shout out to Los.
Yeah. I brought over 4 rivers to your house and asked Los how I start a podcast.
You're like, I'll bring 4 rivers. And I was like, just say yes.
Yeah. I brought over 4 rivers. We sat in the dining room and talked till late. And yeah, I mean, he really helped the birth of Creative Women's League too. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is cool.
So where does Healthy 21 come out of being his assistant and starting to work more closely there?
So when I started working there, we'll go back a little bit. When I first started at the salon, that was 4 years ago, and I was almost 200 pounds, and that was my heaviest point in my life. And when I was there, I started feeling, bad about myself and kind of thinking that I needed to change. And so Paige and I had been close from the beginning. She got me the job. So her and I kind of went on an adventure together to lose weight. And we were always with Laura on it. She always kind of encouraged us and helped us along the way. And just asked us what we liked about weight loss while we were on our journey. And so the three of us were always kind of together in our weight loss journey. And then coming back to Los, I had lost, I think, about 45 pounds when I started working with Los about a year ago. And, you know, he works in the health and fitness space, and I've always loved it since I started my weight loss journey, and it kind of just blossomed. I really got serious about it, more about the way I feel than the way I look. And so Laura and I got to talking, and we were just saying how there's so many programs out there that stray you the wrong way and kind of take your money, and they don't really have the results that you're looking for, or they're for a certain amount of days and then you binge eat afterwards, and just the frustrations we have had in the past. And so with Los behind us, we were kind of like, let's make something for women that it's more than losing weight. It's more to encourage and just to feel healthy and at your best, no matter what that looks like.
I love it. Well, and you and I recently went out to lunch, Hannah, and I think that you and I have the same feelings there. And I want to know how Paige and Laura feel about this too. But we're big advocates of like community. Obviously, it's Healthy 21 community. And that's what I love about it so much, you know, because that's one of the pillars of the Creative Women's League, is to really just rally around with your fellow women and make yourselves encourage each other and inspire each other.
Yeah. And I think the funny thing is that stems from the salon. Like the salon, your salon family is like community. The clients that come in all the time, that's another kind of feel of community. So I feel like when you are a hairdresser, you're attracted to that anyway. And so when you go through big life changes like weight loss, you kind of need that community and those people to rely on and keep you accountable. So I do think the salon had a little hand in that too.
And I'm going to talk to you, Paige. How are you, Paige? You were always the chef of the salon. Like always. Everybody always knew like Paige has got some crazy thing she's going to bring in because she made something like way more decadent than any of us. And I remember a lot of that. Like you'd come in with all these awesome, I think I was there when you guys started the weight loss journey, and my food when I'm like trying to eat better would be like carrot sticks, and Paige comes in with like these amazing immaculate meals. So where did that start for you?
Oh, definitely in the kitchen with my mom. As a kid, I was always, you know, my brothers were always off doing something boy, and I was always, you know, next to my mom, you know, learning how to like cook and chop. And she owned a cooking school, so I would always go to work with her, and I was the dish girl, so that was super, you know, but at the end, I always got to, you know, cook with her and stuff, and she was a big fan of obviously owning a cooking school of all that stuff, but always involved lots of butter and sugar and, you know, unnecessary things, so.
Well, and was your mom a baker? Do I remember that correctly? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, when we moved to Florida, went to a pastry school. She did like cooking school back home in Michigan when she was younger. Moved here, she went to pastry school. So during my high school life, she was bringing home cake every day, truffles, cookies, bread.
I love it. But I love that I just love that these journeys just take like these winding different ways to get there. So it's like, when you're eating these cakes in high school, you're probably not thinking, I'm going to write a cookbook for a healthy eating plan one day. But I love that it got you there.
Me too.
And I feel like she needed that base of like the bad foods and knowing how to make them, because now she knows how to take quote unquote the bad foods and turn them into like healthy versions, you know? So she kind of needed to go through that just so we knew how to make those.
Absolutely. Because you got to know how to make, like, if you know how to make those things good, heck yeah, you can manipulate that now.
Easy swaps, you know, when you look at the recipe and you're like, oh, I don't need that. I can just swap it out for this. And then all of a sudden you have this great recipe filled with whole foods that's way more nutritious than the original recipe.
Yeah.
Just because something has chicken in it doesn't mean it's good for you.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many myths out there that you got to cut through and things like that. It's like, oh, thank God. We should mention the fact that I think people will know when they listen to this one, because, people follow me so closely. They know everything I'm doing. But, I'm starting the plan on the 17th with you guys. And I'm not nervous about it, A, because there is the community there, and B, because I know you guys, and I know that you love food and you love to have happy, fulfilling lives. So It's not like it's going to be some terribly frightening thing.
Yeah, that you just randomly sign up for and hope for the best and you're on your own. Yeah. You have you behind you.
Okay, so let's talk about the literal birth of Healthy 21. I want to know what it feels like to be developing a program for other people. Like, are you terrified, or are you going into this like, I got this, there's no problem, I can do this?
It depends what day you ask us. Some days I'm like, well, because I've seen results on it personally, and we've seen results on it personally. I mean, the way you feel overnight, even Laura says, it works. It works. So there is the proven results, So some days I'm like, yes, I'm so excited. So many girls' lives are going to be affected. And even if they just change a little bit to make them just feel healthier and happier, that is the goal. And then other days I'm like, oh my gosh, what if no one likes it and they judge everything we're doing and they say it's stupid? So yeah, it depends. It really does depend. But we keep telling ourselves that it works for us. It makes us happy. It's literally how we live our lives. And so, yeah, we want to share it.
Yeah. And you already have a lot, a butt ton of great testimonials under your belt too. But I just feel, I don't know. I think that once you start to teach something, sometimes it's or you start to get others involved, it can be like, oh, wait. oh crap, I'm terrified.
Yeah, I think the questions that will come in, things that maybe we haven't thought about for, everyone lives their life differently. So work schedules may be different, or the tools you have in your kitchen, they might not have all the tools Paige has for the recipes. So there are little things that I'm just nervous about. If it doesn't work for someone, try not to take it personally. It just, that didn't work for them. So there is that thought of not failure, but
I honestly didn't even think about the kitchen tools.
Your Paige is you don't have an immersion blender?
I have a lot of kitchen tools.
Yeah.
So.
Paige, I was just thinking about you the other day because our kitchen is 100% gadgets. So I was like, oh, jeez. Yeah. I was like, oh, geez, I better make sure, because I'm in the mood to get rid of a lot of gadgets. And I was like, I better make sure that, Paige won't beat me over the head if I get rid of a certain thing. But we are getting an immersion blender, by the way. I think everybody should have one.
I highly recommend the KitchenAid one. That's the one that I have.
Oh, that's good to know. See, look, this podcast is, you guys thought that you were just going to hear about business. Now you're hearing that you need to get the KitchenAid immersion blender.
I used a different one that somebody else had a couple weeks ago, and I was like, this just isn't my KitchenAid, I was really sad about it.
I freaking love it. So I have a question for you, Laura, my dear.
Okay.
Okay. So to be honest, you guys are three of the funniest people I know, and just three of the most I'm gonna sound like I'm blowing smoke up your ass, but I'm not. You're just three wonderful people. So funny, so much personality. But Laura, you aren't exactly the most talkative person I know. So what has it been like to be the face of a company when you aren't as outgoing, maybe as a Hannah?
Yeah, honestly, it depends for me. If I get going about, talking about something that I care about or I'm passionate about, I feel like I talk too much.
Yeah.
But then there's times where, I just kind of sit back and I'm more the observer, and I don't feel like I need to say anything. I don't know. It's either like 1 degree or the other with me.
Yeah.
So I feel a lot of times, when we start talking about this kind of stuff, like with the health and fitness, it's something that I am passionate about. So, it's hard to not kind of go overboard and say too much, because you want to like get out every bit of like information or advice that you have all at once. And then you just get all jumbled up, and it's like, all right, I'm just going to like look at Hannah now, and hopefully she can like shut me up and like keep it going.
I feel like we do that to each other, because we do. We just want to word vomit everything, and then we're like, okay, well, this video is 24 hours long. Like, we kind of rely on each other to wrap it up, or find a better way to say it is a good one. I'll look at her a lot, because I am the more outgoing one. So our camera guy will kind of be like, okay, this is what we're talking about. So I'll just go. And then I'm like, what am I even talking about? And then I look at Laura, and she's like, I got you. And then she'll finish it perfectly.
And I'm super, super laid back.
Yes.
Like, just in general, I'm very laid back. I'm very relaxed. So I'm okay with like Hannah just taking it and like go. Like, I don't really feel like I need to interject a lot, because she gets out what needs to be said. My biggest problem is, I have that RBF, resting.
Oh, yes.
So when we're shooting videos, we constantly need to stop, and our camera guy will be like, Laura, smile. You need to smile. So that's been the hardest for me. Like, just when Hannah is talking, I can't just like sit with my normal face on. I have to like smile. So by the end of filming, like, my cheeks hurt. Like, I almost can't stop smiling because I've been smiling for so long.
That is hilarious. And it is so the opposite of Hannah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hannah's just like, you don't even have to tell her. She's just automatically like smiling, like so like happy and ready to talk. I'm like ready to take a nap. I'm like, Hannah, you got this. I'm just going to sit back. Yeah.
I feel like that's why we're like perfect for it, though. We definitely complement each other well.
Yeah, we balance each other out in that sense.
Because if there were two me's, everyone would be annoyed. They would watch one video and be like, oh my gosh.
And it does sound like that. It sounds like you guys, I don't know. It's so funny. Like, it's so funny to like interview somebody and talk about their past when you kind of know their past and you kind of know what happened. But it does sound like it was just a perfect little harmonious, like, meeting of the minds. Like, I totally believe that things happen how they're supposed to happen, and, things work out for you. And it just sounds like, I mean, all three of you are able to bring to the table different skills. We have the smiley ones. We have the bitchy face ones.
Bitchy face one.
I said ones to kind of soften the blow. So what is, so Healthy 21, you start to develop a course. Mm-hmm. What is it like to get all these things that you're doing? You guys had been doing them for a long time at this point. You'd already seen results. You'd already started to be really knowledgeable about something. But what is it like to take that to, I'm going to say paper, but you know what I mean, to take that into a course, to actually put it down on paper?
Yeah, so how it started was I've done a program before. I've done many programs before, but my favorite one was eating whole foods, because that's where I saw the most results the quickest. My bloating went down, and I had eczema, and believe it or not, grains actually fire up my eczema. So I found that out, and that has changed my life in its own. But so whole foods was kind of the thing that I'm passionate about. And so I lost the most amount of weight on that. And while I was doing that, Laura actually was the one who came up with intermittent fasting. She was actually doing it on her own without even knowing that it was a thing, just because of the girls' schedule. and realizing that, you know, when she did just have her black coffee in the morning, that she was so much more alert and just ready for the girls' day and just, you know, all of that good stuff. So we kind of combined the two. And the making the program part, we've got a little blessed because we have Los, and, you know, where I work, we had a group of people to kind of help us through it. But yeah, we were definitely on our own in how long we wanted it to be, and how we wanted to help people slowly grow into intermittent fasting, because it's not safe just to go straight into a 16-hour fast a day. So lots of research, lots of testing out what works best for us. And then there's the whole other side. That's what are we going to name it? What platform are we going to put the actual program on? You know, just stuff like that. So I guess that's kind of it. Yeah. We just slowly started taking things that worked for us, and then it just kind of happened, honestly. Yeah. I know that sounds weird, but it did.
No, I mean, it's so funny. I think people who have been listening to the show for a long time, I think they notice there's some general themes throughout most people's stories. And one of which is, you know, just getting started. All of a sudden it's done. And it's like, well, holy crap. Like, I was able to use the resources around me to really make this happen for myself and my team. So yeah, I don't think that sounds crazy at all. I think that's how these things tend to go.
Yeah, I think we would have gotten there on our own, but the fact that we did have someone to kind of show us the shortcuts, you know, just like what email service to use, you know, to do my emails, and just little things were kind of already done for us. We were super, super blessed in that account.
Yeah.
But
definitely sped up the process for us.
For sure. But I think that even if we didn't have that, we would have gotten there. It would have just taken us a little longer.
It would have taken a little bit. So
yeah.
With like eating healthy, personally, because you brought up intermittent fasting. So when I talked to my mom about doing this, and she's like, yes, I want to do it, but the intermittent fasting freaks me out. And I said, Mom, when did you have lunch today? When was the first time you ate today? Well, 2:00.
Oh my goodness, she's already there.
I know. I'm like, so you're already doing it.
Yeah. And that's how, when I realized I was doing it, I actually didn't know I was intermittent fasting until, and this was like years and years ago. And Los, my husband, was talking about how, like, you know, that's what he was doing. And I was like, wait, so you know, kind of going through and I'm like, I do that. I was like, I would do that. I didn't even know I was doing it, just because that's how my schedule was with eating. And so I didn't even realize I was doing it at first. And it's scary when you think about it, because a lot of people have the wrong idea about it. But that's why I like it paired with this program, because you start off easy. You know, you start off, the first week is 12 hours, then you move up to 14, then you move up to 16. So we ease you into intermittent fasting. And a lot of people think that, you know, intermittent fasting means you're skipping a meal, or you're not. And that's not the case at all. You're just eating all your meals in a shorter window of time throughout the day. So you're not depriving yourself of food. You're just getting those calories in a shorter amount of time throughout your day. And it helps boost your metabolism. It helps with mental clarity. You know, there's so many benefits to intermittent fasting, and it pairs perfectly with the Healthy 21, like the eating aspect of Healthy 21. I think the two are just like perfect together. Yeah. And that's what kind of sets us apart too, because not a lot of programs incorporate the intermittent fasting, and you just get so many benefits from it added into the, you know, healthy eating. It just kind of sets us apart.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, I don't know, I don't want to put, I definitely don't want to put words in you guys' mouth at all, or like put something out there that you don't think is true. So let me know what you think about this. But it's my show. I will say what is and isn't real. No. So thinking like that, talking to my mom said after that, she goes, it's all just so mental. And I think that is a huge part of eating healthy and going on programs and treating yourself better, is like the mental aspects of it are really, hard to get over for some people.
100%.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you have to want it. You have to want to make that lifestyle change. You have to want to be healthier and feel better. And like you have to want these things, because if you don't really want it, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell, anybody like, oh, do this and that'll help. But if they don't really want it for themselves, then they're not going to do it. And that's where, it took me a long time to do the diet change, because I'm like, oh, I eat pretty healthy already. I don't need to do it. So for a while I was like more hesitant to that. But then finally when I was like, you know what, like I want to feel better. I have no energy. Like I need to be healthier. And I was ready to do it. And it took me a long time to get there. But once I was there, I was all in. The program, the first time I did it, was actually a lot easier than I thought, because I was mentally ready to do it.
That makes sense for sure. But it's just like owning a business, right? How many times do we once again, I have a podcast episode that is basically me just rattling off all the false starts I had. Like, I thought I was going to do this, and I thought I was going to do that, and I kind of wanted to do this. So it's just like in business, you have to decide it's going to happen, and you have to decide that you're worth it and you want to do these things.
Yeah, I agree.
You all three have such different body types, such different, I feel like you guys kind of came together to create this perfect little cross section of people and what we like and what we don't like and blah, blah, blah. Cause I'm sure Laura, like you mentioned, I eat healthy enough. I've always known you as like the fit, thin one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think a lot of people think, I don't need to, but I'm skinny already. So I've already won. And it's like, well, there's other benefits.
Yeah. And that's exactly like what I was thinking and why I started doing it, because like skinny doesn't mean you're healthy, like in any way. And I wasn't healthy. I was skinny. Didn't mean I was healthy. Didn't mean I was in shape or fit. I was just skinny and I was weak. And like Los would hug me and be like, I feel like I'm going to break you sometimes. And I'm just like, ew, I don't want to feel that way. I want to look strong. I want to look healthy. Like I want to feel healthy. And that's, for me, that's why ultimately I did it, because I already had like the fitness side of it down. I work out, 5 times a week. I'm good at working out. I love working out. Yeah. But I wasn't seeing myself really get stronger, because really at the end of the day, if you want to see changes in your body, it all has to do with your diet more 100%. So than the exercise. So as soon as I started doing Healthy 21, that's when I was seeing the benefits from my workouts. That's when I started seeing my body change. And that's when I started seeing muscle, and I started seeing myself get stronger. So, this program really is for anybody, whether you're super skinny or super not. Like, you're going to benefit from it because you're going to feel better. Yeah. It's going to change you from the inside out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's kind of our main message, because we are totally 3 different body types, 3 different lifestyles. Laura's a mom of 2.
True. Yeah.
Which is a completely different lifestyle than me, who's married, and Paige, who's a single gal out on the town. Like, we're all 3
out on the town.
We're all 3 completely different, but we all benefit from this program that we've made. So yeah, I'm glad you asked that, because that is like our big message, is that it's not about the way you're looking. Obviously, that's a great benefit, but it's more the way you're feeling and the way you're living.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Because that's, I've always had the curvy body type, and I've always rocked it. I've always loved it.
Yeah.
But I've never taken my health seriously for any real period of time. You join things for a little while, and then you get off it, and then you join something else, and you get off it, and then
That's what's great about this program, is because once you're done with those first 21 days, you're not like itching to stop. Like, you actually want to keep going, because it is a lifestyle change, and you stick with it for those 3 weeks, and you've pretty much gotten to the point where you've broken your bad habits and you've started new, better ones. So you finish the 21 days. And I remember the first, when Hannah was doing it, she was like, oh yeah, I finished yesterday, but I'm still eating good. And this was before I did it. And I was like, why? Like, why aren't you eating pizza right now? And then when I did it, I got to the end of my 21 days and I wanted to keep going because I was so happy with the way that I felt. I felt so good. I felt, I had energy. I felt, you can just feel it. And I'm like, I don't want that to stop. Like, why would I go back to, eating things that aren't good for me when I feel so good right now?
Yeah.
And so it is definitely easy to keep it going. And it is a lifestyle change. It's not a fad diet that you do for a few weeks and then you go back to your old ways, because you're not going to want to go back to your old ways.
Yeah.
It's a cheat night.
Yeah. And cheat night definitely helps.
Yeah. I love cheat night.
Incorporated cheat nights because that is what makes it more of a lifestyle, not 21 days of strictly eating to where when you are done, you're like, okay, give me all the pizza. It's because, you have pizza every Saturday night. And so when you're done with your 21 days, you're like, well, you know what? I'm going to wait till next Saturday to have my pizza again. So it's
absolutely.
We definitely incorporated something to where you could still get cute, go have girls' night, have a cute date night, and like not worry about what you're eating and just enjoy yourself and have your wine. And I think that's another thing that is really important about making it a lifestyle, is allowing that night to just be a normal human and go out with your friends and eat the foods that aren't healthy for you, but that you crave, to kind of curb them for the rest of the week.
Yeah. I already told Brad this morning as I was getting ready for this, I told Brad, I said, I already know what my cheat meal. I said, I know what we're having every Saturday night for forever now. And he was like, okay, what? And I said, pub subs.
That's a good one.
Just because I love bread and I know I need to, ease up on my relationship with bread. But the fact that I can still have it already eases my mind. It just eases it. It's like, this isn't a terrifying thing.
No, and that's what Paige and I really loved about it, is that, the programs you've done before, like I said, are so strict that you don't get that relaxed moment where you can have something to cheat on. So you almost give up because you're like, screw it. I just want this piece of cookie or a piece of bread. So like, I'm not going to continue this, whatever. I don't care. But this one, you literally just have to get to Saturday. It's like 6 days. And like, it's just so much easier to chew. It's not like this huge thing you have to accomplish. You just take it 1 week at a time to your bread.
Yes. We're accomplishing big things.
Yes.
So, okay, here's what I want to talk. And I definitely want to hear from you about this, Paige, because, I want to hear from all of you, but Paige in a certain aspect. I feel like it is very easy as a busy entrepreneur, as a busy woman, as just a mom who's busy as hell. Everybody's busy, right? Mm-hmm. And it's easy to put your health and time for you on the back burner. There is nothing easier than not taking care of yourself. I mean, really, it's the easiest thing to just leave off your day. And this is where I want to hear from you, Paige, because I have a hard time. I will go out and spend all the money. I'll go eat at a great restaurant. But then when I'm at home, I'll be like, God, that's so expensive. I'm not buying that food.
Yeah.
So, I feel like I need that mental, and we're going to have our Oprah moment, ladies. I feel like I need that mental shift of realizing I am worth it and my body is worth it and my energy is worth, everything about me and what I am doing is worth nourishing and taking care of in a good way.
Yeah, like I'm interrupting Paige. This is where I talk too much. If we were all like me, you wouldn't even have a chance to talk, Kate.
Well, I want to hear from all of you about it, though, because every woman does it.
Yeah, I view it as a foundation. If you're not looking and feeling your best, then your kids are going to notice, your husband or spouse is going to notice, your friends, your job. Like, if you're not taking care of yourself, then everything around you is kind of at a disadvantage because they're not getting the best version of you. And I've heard that before, and I've always thought, so cliche. But when you actually start putting the time into taking care of yourself, you do notice. My relationship with Cameron since my lifestyle change with Healthy 21 has improved immensely. Not only am I more confident, he got a gym membership, and now we go to the gym together, and that's like a cute little thing that we're loving to do together, benefiting each other together. It's just everything kind of slowly shifts and changes, and you definitely notice. So I view it more as a foundation than like being selfish and taking it for you. I view it for like other people. Like, I'm going to be selfish, but it's for everyone else around me.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's a good one. Sorry, Paige. What's yours?
You kind of, for me, just have to wake up every day and say, like, I'm gonna, like, put myself first. Yeah, but, like, for me, food is still the hardest. I mean, even though I make all this delicious food, you know, you would drive past a Chick-fil-A and you're like,
ooh,
oh, that's good.
Paige, you introduced me to the chicken mini, so.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
For me, it's shopping, you know. Every Sunday, I go to the grocery store. I kind of, you know, figure out what I'm going to make for the next 2 days, not buying a whole week at a time, because who knows if the chicken that I bought on Sunday is what I'm going to want on Friday.
Yeah.
And just making it and having my meals ready to go and in the fridge. And I walk out the door, I grab what I want. I grab a little apple or, you know, kiwi or something as a snack. And I know that
You're prepared.
I'm prepared. I don't have to drive past those and be tempted because I have something that's delicious and nutritious and like that cliche rhyme, you know.
Yeah.
It's in my car. It's ready for me to eat, you know. So.
Well, and you've already taken care of yourself. Like, I've been thinking a lot about, because I'm always like this. I'm always so like Oprah-y, where I'm like thinking about where the hangups are. And one of my biggest hangups is like, I just don't think that I take care of myself first in those ways.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, let me take care of this. Let me make sure that I am feeling great, mentally clear, all of these things first, and then I can give to everybody else. So I think that makes sense for sure. Like, prepare yourself and realize that ultimately it's going to benefit everybody, not just you.
Yeah, 100%. That's how I view it. And I think that's how a lot of women should view it, because I think the main reason why women don't do it because they are so busy is because they don't want to be selfish. They feel like they're taking time away from their family or from their career or something like that. But when you turn the view around and do it for other people, then the whole thing changes. Your mindset just completely is like, no, I'm doing this for everyone else.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about this challenge you're starting. I want to, I don't know if you should even call it a challenge, but everybody's starting on the 17th. I want to talk about it in two ways. Okay. One, organizing, herding all these cats to start. For anybody out there who, you know, I'm going to be doing an Instagram challenge coming up with an Instagram boot camp. And I've actually had more questions than anything like, hey, how are you going to do that? How do you wrangle all these cats and get all these ducks in a row? So I want to talk about that. And then I want to just talk about all of us starting on the 17th and how much fun that's going to be.
Yeah. So we were really excited. Healthy 21 is in the early stages of life. And so we were like, what's a cool way to kind of get some women into this that, you know, we know personally and love. And so we were like, let's start one all together because, you know, Paige, Laura, and I live Healthy 21 every day. So we already do it. But we were like, how can we get other girls involved? So we literally pointed a finger on a calendar. We picked July 17th. And we reached out to girls that we thought would love it, and kind of said, hey, just so you know, like, we're starting this on the 17th. We would love to have you. And for someone to come out of the woodworks and say, we would love to have you join something all these other really cool women are doing, I mean, who says no to that? They're like, of course, you thought of me.
Yeah.
It made it really special. And I feel like even from this, girls that I like, you know, those girls on Instagram that you kind of know, you like have a little bit of relationship with.
Yeah.
Those girls now I feel like I have a great relationship with, just from like them starting to come on board and getting settled into Healthy 21 and asking me questions. And, you know, we're setting up Instagram takeovers. And so I feel like I've gotten closer to them. It's been a really cool way to kind of reach out to your community and just get to know more women. But yeah, cats wise, we just asked all the cats. And now some of them are doing it with it.
We didn't
doing it with us.
Yeah, dogs too. Little Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno is Healthy 21 approved, so he's in it.
I love it. That cracks me up. Like, step one is just ask the cats. Like, I feel like a lot of this episode is like, step one is just effing do it already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's 100%. Like, even if you're scared, if you do it, you never know. And it's so funny. That's been one thing that I've noticed on Instagram, things we post and stuff. Seeing girls that I grew up with who are slowly, getting the cookbook that Paige and I made, they're like opting in for it. And it's just so funny to see people you never thought would support you. And it's really cool to like kind of see all these girls that I grew up with kind of come in and say, oh my gosh, what are you doing? That's so cool. I want to be a part of it. So it's been a really cool little thing we've seen with women.
And the fact that, the three of us are here to support them, and they know they have that confidence that they can come to us anytime and ask any questions and say, I'm struggling with this today. Do you have any like suggestions or tips to guide me through this, moment that I'm going through? We're here for you guys as well. So,
and I think, for everybody listening, like I said, I've always been a proud curvy girl. I know that all four of us don't believe that beauty comes in any size or shape or anything like that. It's not about that.
No.
So knowing you guys and knowing what you guys can accomplish and how driven all of you are, the only reason why I will tell every single person they have to do Healthy 21 is because this is going to be freaking huge one day.
Yeah.
And you can say that you actually started off with Hannah and Paige and Laura because you're like never going to have this kind of opportunity to start a freaking worldwide phenomenon with the people who started it. Like, I just really feel like you guys have hit on some amazing things. You have such a great community, and you guys have really you've just done, like, I look at the course and I'm just like, God, it's beautiful. Like, you guys have thought of it all and you've covered it. And I'm not scared at all to start the 17th because I have you guys. Like, you guys have done so freaking much in this. It's amazing.
Yeah, we're super excited for the 17th. And we're so happy that you're doing it with us.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that at all when we were at lunch and I kind of told you the idea and how like girls were coming in and they wanted to do it. And you were like, I want to do it.
Yeah.
And then since then, just as you've slowly seen the program and, have gotten involved in other ways, it's been really cool. I'm like, that is something you don't expect. But if you put it out there, you never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. Well, I'm just really excited. Like, you guys have done a beautiful job with this course. So I'm super freaking excited.
I am too. I can't wait. There are going to be the days where you text me and you're like, what the heck, Hannah?
I know that.
But that's the beauty of it.
Yeah. When I first started it, the first time I did it, like, I kind of started it wrong. I didn't prepare myself. I didn't grocery shop beforehand. I didn't have my like approved list of foods. I didn't do any of that. I was just like, oh, okay, I'll start tomorrow. So, and don't do that. Like, prepare yourself, because when you prepare ahead of time, it's so much easier. So that day I started, I texted Hannah and Los probably like 100 times. Like, okay, what do I eat now? I need this. Like, what do I snack on? Can I have this? Can I have that? And they were just like, oh my gosh, like, what is wrong with you? Like, stop texting us. Because I just didn't like, I was just like, sure, I'll start it. I remember I asked Los, I was like, can I have rice? And he was like, who the F snacks on rice? Yeah. He was like, at that point, he was just over it. He was like, stop that thingy. So definitely, like, I think setting this date like a little bit ahead, it gives everyone a good chance to like go over that approved foods list, get your grocery shopping in check. And that way, when you do start, you're ready. Like, you're ready to go. You know what you can't have. And it just makes it so much easier when you're prepared to start.
That's definitely
Absolutely.
Like a tip for more right there. Like, a week before, to go to the grocery store, get rid of your butter, get your ghee, you know, kind of have those main staple things that you're going to need when you cook, you know, have some almonds set aside, you know, in case you want a snack, and get all the fruit, and know that all the bad things that were in your kitchen are no longer there anymore.
Yeah, I love
I
that.
gave all of mine away to other people who wanted my snack.
Yeah. People will always be happy to
You
have
get a
those.
snack. You get a snack.
I have to give away my bread. That's what I'm going to have to do. Because it'll just sit there and it'll just, that's my
It'll
only
eat
thing.
with you.
Yes.
But I will tell you, Kate, Saturday or Friday night, whenever you're going to do your pub sub tea, that bread will taste so much sweeter than the normal bread you have whenever you want. It's like you earned it, you savor it. You're like, this bread is what's up. Because you like the bad Publix bread, and you'll be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
Honestly, I found myself not even wanting bread anymore. And I'm a carb queen, okay? Literally my entire diet is carbs before I started this. And that's one of the reasons why I put off doing it for so long, because I could not give up my bread. I could not give up like my pasta and all that. But ever since doing it, like I still, not even on my days, rarely do I ever eat bread. My body doesn't want it anymore. Like you literally train your body to want the good stuff and not want the stuff that, you know, you shouldn't be eating all the time. And I would have never thought I would not eat bread on a daily basis. And I find myself not even wanting it anymore. It's weird. I still am like figuring it all out in my head. Like, why do I not
still
want
coming
that
to terms
roll?
with this?
Yeah.
Yeah, because my image of Laura is Laura sitting down with an Anthony's meatball sub.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Or it's chicken parmesan or something like that. But yeah.
That's so funny.
Well, and I've heard, I don't know how true this is, but I've heard that your body craves what it shouldn't have. Like the thing that's worst for you, for like you in particular. So like my mom really shouldn't eat sweets at all, because the sugar is really bad for her in particular. And she has the most wicked sweet tooth on the planet. So
and eating those sweets will it triggers a whole other mess.
Yeah. Okay.
Even though, like, you know, during the program, things are all of a sudden sweet enough where we have
your
these
taste
little,
buds change.
True. Yeah.
They really do.
balls that are almonds and raw cacao, and all of a sudden, like, later on during the program, you're like, this is sweet enough for me. I don't need cane sugar or fake sugar or whatever, you know?
Yeah. I went from a girl who had cream with her coffee, cream and sugar with her
it's
coffee.
going to be rough. Yeah.
To now I drink black coffee, and if I have anything even a little bit sweet in my coffee, I'm like, oh gosh, like I already have a headache. Like it's you have to go through it yourself to believe it, because it does. Everyone says it once they've been on the other side, but it's so true. Like your taste buds completely change.
Oh, okay.
I know.
No, I believe you guys. I believe you guys.
Trust the process.
I do. I'm all in. So yeah, I'm all in. I'm not, like, cause I'm a nerd. Like when I get on like a program, I am a nerd. So I'll be like, I don't even know if I should have that. And it'll be something like way definitely within the bounds of the program, but I'll be like, nope, it's too iffy for me. So yeah, I'm going to go full nerd on you guys. It's going to be.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. Okay. So I am going to head into the 3 Creative Women's League musts, if that's okay with you guys.
Okay.
Woohoo. Okay. So, for everybody listening, we've never had 3 people on the show before. So I'm going to ask a question, and then each one of the ladies is going to answer it. All right. The first one is, what is one thing every badass woman should read, watch, or listen to?
Okay. I'm going to go first per usual.
Yeah.
Mine is a podcast, since, you know, we're talking some podcasts.
Yes.
And I'm new to podcasts, and I'm loving podcasts. Well, new-ish, but so my podcast that I'm really into right now is called Unladylike, and it's 2 girls who have a podcast, and they talk about everything under the sun that has to do with women, and it's really cool. A lot of the topics are really interesting, and so I'm really enjoying them right now. So definitely go listen to them if you just want to listen to any girl problem you've ever had in your life.
I love it. Okay, Paige?
Mine is a TV show.
Perfect.
It's called The Bold Type. They're in season 2. It's not real, obviously. It's scripted, but it's about 3 girls that live in New York City, and they're basically navigating life as writers. But I love it because they always touch on subjects that women deal with currently, body type and all that, stuff like that. And it's basically just 3 badass girls that are killing it in the city and making changes, and I like it because it's very inspiring.
I love that. I don't watch it, so I'm gonna have to go watch it. I always need a good new TV show. So, Laura,
Me, my turn. I was just being all laid back over here.
Oh, of course.
Okay, so for me, there's these women that I follow on Facebook, and they do Facebook Lives every day. Their names are Kat and Nat. I don't know if you've heard of them.
No.
But they're 2 moms, and literally they go live every day, I think at noon, and they're just sitting together. They're like best friends, and they're just talking, and they're just being real about what's going on in life and about motherhood. And it's so refreshing to hear a mom call her kid a little shit. Because every mom is thinking it, but not every mom's going to say it. So it's, they talk about the things that every mom is thinking, but they aren't necessarily going to say out loud. They're just very real about motherhood and marriage and business and life. And they've got this huge, huge followings. They actually go on tour and do live shows for huge audiences. But they're hilarious, and they're such a breath of fresh air because they make you feel good about not always being the best mom ever or the best wife ever or the best person. You know what I mean? They make you feel okay with your faults. And not everyone's perfect, and everybody, we all have the same problems and issues and struggles, but they almost make light of it, and they're just very entertaining, and they're very fun to watch, and they're amazing. So definitely worth.
Yeah, we'll link to it in the show description for sure.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so then the next one is, who is one woman we should all go follow right now?
All right, I'm going to go total white girl with this one. And I'm saying Reese Witherspoon.
I love it.
Kate, you know how much I love her because I think, was it you that I always ask that question, if you had to be a personal assistant for a celebrity, who would it be?
Yeah.
Mine, Reese Witherspoon. I love her, but she has a book club.
Oh my God, I remember talking about that in the salon one day.
Yeah.
If you had to be a personal assistant.
That should be a question, Kate.
That should be. We're going to have to add that.
No, she's always talking about topics that need to be talked about, especially regarding women. She has a book club that's awesome. She's an inspiring actress and filmmaker. I just love her. So Reese Witherspoon.
Perfect. Paige?
Mine is a lady named Terry Turner. Her Instagram handle is No Crumbs Left. And she's literally just makes delicious food and is just, I don't even know, she's just amazing. I love watching her stories and seeing her in the kitchen, and she eats really good food, and that's good for you too. So she's just somebody that I always have loved and enjoyed watching, and she's hilarious, and she's just a cute little mom from Chicago, and she's got big glasses, and I just love her.
That's so cute. Okay, we'll go follow her too. And then Laura?
One of my favorite people to follow her on Instagram is Chrissy Teigen. I'm sure most people know who she is. She's hilarious. She doesn't take crap from anybody. She stands up for herself and for what she believes in. And I think she's just a really good role model. And another plus to all that good stuff is it's very entertaining to watch her.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I love it so much. I love knowing you guys and knowing how these answers are is just giving me life right now. I love it so much. Okay. And then last but not least, what is one mantra, quote, or affirmation that you lean on often? And we'll start with Hannah again.
Mine is super depth and inspiring. No, Literally, mine is "Do you, boo?"
I love it.
I whisper that to myself probably like 3 times a day when I feel discouraged or like judged or just that I'm going in the wrong path or, you know, really insecure is the base of it. I just like will take a moment, breathe, whisper to myself, "Do you, boo?" And I just feel so much better, and just my mind resets, and I just start thinking about why I'm doing this, and kind of just like let all of the noise like go away.
I love it because people always think that their like mantra, quote, or affirmation has to be some like life-changing Oprah moment. And it's usually not. Like it's usually like a "do you, boo," or "just do it," or something like that. It's just what gets you through. So I really like that.
And plus I actually do say it to myself like 6 times a day.
Yeah. Yes, I understand that for sure. Okay, Paige, what about you?
Mine is,
To quote,
accept the turbulence. Just, you know, kind of accepting.
Yes.
There are going to be bumps in the road. Nothing's perfect. Nothing's going to go 100% right. The first time you do it, it's going to take, you know, more than one time to change. And, you know, once you accept that, you realize, like, I'm not perfect, and it's okay that I had to try this 3 or 4 times. And it just, you feel better when you know everybody's on the same path. And not the same path, but, like, you know, you're not the only one that's screwing up.
Yeah. Yeah, or just feeling unsure. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I love that. That's great. And then Laura, yours better be really poetic because we're ending on it.
Okay. I'm so deep and profound.
Yes. Okay.
I'm just kidding. It's mine is literally just never give up.
Yeah.
Never give up. Because it's so easy to just like throw in the towel. And just, I mean, you're never going to accomplish anything if you don't try. So that's just my biggest thing. And like my, you know, me and my husband, like that's always been like a big kind of like quote, I guess, for us, since we've been together. And it's just always been like, never give up. And I think I like it so much because of him, because he's such a like motivated, go-getter, like hustle hard type of person. And I really look up to him for that. And I have seen over the years, like he literally does not give up, like even for it. And so that's just one that I've always really loved.
I love it. Yeah. It's really just hilarious because it is so you guys. Like you guys are just, you guys have always just been badasses, getting stuff done, like moving through it. That's okay. We aren't going to give up on it. So I just loved this, you guys. This is so much fun. I know. It'll just become a podcast of us 4. That's it. Hannah and I talking the most.
Yeah.
Bring people in a little bit. Okay, so before you guys go, tell everybody where to find you. Because I know that they're going to want to start the challenge, which will come out next week. Or sign up for it. I keep saying challenge, but it's like, no, you're literally going to start the program. So
Your new life.
Your new life.
So you can find us on Instagram at Healthy21 Community. And then on Facebook, we are just at Healthy21. And Instagram is what we are more active on. We have so many recipes. We have really good tips and tricks. And we're really responsive. So if you get on there, you do want to join the challenge on the 17th, just shoot us a message. We'll show you how to get in and all that good stuff. So at Healthy21 Community.
I'm so excited to start. And I think, can I say that I'm doing an Instagram takeover? Can I say that yet?
Yes!
I'm going to be doing an Instagram takeover. Did we decide the 31st?
Yes.
I'm going to be doing it. So I might be.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited because I might be traveling. So I think that I kind of hope I am now because that'll really show like how to stick to this crap when you really have decided. Because we all decide we can't do it, right?
Yep.
Well, I'll do it after the vacation. I'll do it after that. I'll do it. Well, you're going to take vacations anyway, so.
Yep. You might. That's what makes it a lifestyle is that you can't just. And that's why it's another funny thing real quick is that people are like, you're starting the challenge on a Tuesday, not a Monday. And I'm like, what's the difference between a Monday and a Tuesday? Like, it's your life. That's just another mindset that we have. Like, oh, I'll start on Monday.
Yeah. I like that you're not starting it on a Monday because it is so cliche. It's like.
We're starting on a mother effing Tuesday.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to say we sound so Florida because I think you have birds chirping up the ass out there and I have them here. It sounds like we're in a rainforest. It's so freaking tropical. Okay. I could talk to you guys forever. We are going to wrap up the podcast. Thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate this. I'm so excited.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Laura, did you want to say thank you?
Thanks, Kate.
One of the things I always remember, Laura, is one day you said, like I said, my sister Spencer looked really pretty. And then like somebody else said, yeah, you look really good today. And she turned to Laura and said, Laura, do you have something to say to me?
Oh, yeah.
So I just felt like Spencer right then. All right, guys. I love you. And we'll talk to you.
Bye.
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 I really hope you're getting it now. I really hope you feel it. Like these women are here to support you in your journey to be healthier, to lose weight, to feel better about yourself, to actually do something you say you're going to do. I mean, not to get too real here, but that's one of my biggest problems. It always has been. I don't do the things I say I'm going to do. So in my business and in my personal life, I am upping the ante and making sure that I work out that muscle of follow through and commitment and not just saying crap. And I'm making big strides. But that's why I joined Healthy 21 and why I wanted to start up with the girls on the 17th. I'm ready to stop saying I'm going to do something and saying I want to feel better. And I wouldn't trust anybody but these 3 girls. I just wouldn't. I know that they mean it. I've seen the results and I know that they mean it when they say they want to support women to be happy and awesome. They're some of the most joyous people I have ever met in my life. Even if the plan frightens you a little bit, go follow them. I promise you, you're just going to feel better listening to those 3 laugh and seeing them smile and just be awesome, joyous, supportive women. Okay, sorry. They're like my friends and I love them. So I could just go on and on and on. And like this program is so fantastic. Okay, I'll stop. So I know that you are going to head over to iTunes or Facebook and leave a review so that I can be giving you a shout out on the podcast next week. And of course, you're going to join the Facebook group, Creative Women's League, and you're going to join us on Instagram at Creative Women's League, because what is the motivation, inspiration, and know-how if you don't get involved in the community? Right? Yeah, I totally know. Hit that subscribe, share it with your friends. There are so many ways you can be involved in the Creative Women's League. And I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I can't wait to talk to you on Monday for another wonderful Mindful Monday. You're still here? It's over. Go home.